All right, guys, welcome. Good morning. This is checking to see what the date is. December 13th. This will be our last top tier talk of 2021. So hopefully you have made it here either live or been able to watch the recording. We'll talk about where that might be in a second. And hopefully your football teams did better than mine and John's did yesterday. It was not pretty at all. But just a couple of things. Some of these are housekeeping, and then we'll kind of let you go on your own way if you don't have any questions. This will be our last top tier talk of 2021, and this will finish up. We started these. We didn't call them top tier talk, but we started these team meetings in 2014. So what is that? 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. This is our 8th year of doing these and recording them. So So we are, we talk about, part of our selling point in the, in the webinar and when we talk to prospects is that we're stable and that we've been around a while. And it's true. We just keep doing. Who is Skyping so many times here? Sorry about that. I just keep hearing.
I let some people in. It might be that, but they're already let in.
Oh, it says waiting for the host. Okay. Yeah. So you let them in?
Yeah.
Okay. So I can't remember what I was just saying, but so anyway, moving right along, the training site. A couple of you guys pointed out to me yesterday, and thank you for doing that. Some people emailed. I wasn't going to see that, but some people sent me a Skype, and that I will see on a Sunday that the training site is down, and it's still down. At least last I checked before this meeting started. It seems like it might have gotten hacked or something. It was some funky redirect that it was producing, and now it's not doing that anymore. Now it's just kind of, I'll show you. Oh, that's made progress from this morning. So it seems to be getting worked on, but this is it right now. So it's it'll be fixed. They're obviously working on it. It could have been a plug-in too, because it is a WordPress site. So who knows, what it who knows what it was, but Michael's working on it. It's his domain, the lifestyleconsultantgroup.com, and it's his hosting at GoDaddy. So he's the one that has to deal with that. I can't do anything other than let him know about it. So anyway, it'll be fixed at some point. If you're starting up a new person today, which I don't believe anybody is doing, that can be a challenge, but I would imagine that it's going to be up later today. Live webinar Wednesday. This will be our last live webinar of 2021. Also, do your best to invite your prospects and your leads, right? If you have a lot of them, do it via broadcast emails. If you have just a few, I would use your personal email. And if you're in conversation with any of them, tell them or, text them. Get them to register, and you should also be registering yourself and attending yourself to support your team and your business. Then, on Thursday and Friday, send out the replay, okay? The replay of the webinar. We record them every month, and then we put that replay of that, particular presentation on the replay page. And you can send out your replay page to your list on, Thursday. I'll put it in the Skype room when it's up on the website, but I do it in the morning, typically my time, which is Mountain Time right now. And also follow up with everyone who attended and or registered. That gives you a reason to follow up with them more personally, as opposed to just sending out, broadcast emails. Obviously, if they attended, that's kind of obvious, I suppose. But even if they just registered and didn't show up, which will be most of the people, right? They register and then they don't show up. But you want to follow up with them also because they made the effort or took the initiative or whatever you want to call it to register themselves. There's some interest there, so they're kind of raising their hand and identifying themselves as better than a typical prospect. Hold on, Michael just Skyped me. Let's see. GoDaddy is messing around with the servers, some upgrades they are doing. All right. Well, I guess basically he's saying it's a GoDaddy issue, so it'll be taken care of with the training site. Yeah. So those are the kind of the housekeeping things I wanted to talk about. Does anybody have any questions about that? Does everybody know what the replay site is? Does everybody know how to find the people that register and attend?
It's not.
Awesome. John, I'll throw this your way, Mr. Mindset.
Well, there's two mindsets to go over here, yours and the prospect. Now, typically, everybody tends to agree with the prospect's mindset during the holiday season. Because invariably, if you start talking to people by text or email or phone, you're going to get, well, let me look at this after the holidays because I got to do A, B, C, D, and E and all that stuff. If you agree with that, then that's, of course, how it's going to be. My mindset's a little different. I like to look at all the reasons why somebody should come in before the end of the year. So at the beginning of the new year, as you know, everybody fails miserably on most of their New Year's resolutions, and they're starting to make new ones. So my mindset is when I send out email blasts or when I talk to people and prospects, like I have a prospect today that booked an appointment after, he already went into my site. And so my mindset's going to be going through all the reasons why he should come in now, take advantage of any discounts, A, B, be able to deduct for his taxes, his investment at the end of the year. That sometimes is very powerful for some people, and get all his preliminary orientation done. So at the beginning of the new year, he owns a new e-commerce business that has potential to make him 6 figures a year. So I'm going to go challenge anybody's let me wait to after the holiday mindset with those kinds of things. But you have to have that too. So your mindset has to be, well, you don't want it to be, well, it's the end of the year, hardly anybody's going to be available and they're going to be busy with Christmas. And so you might tend to take off and not do much promotion and whatever. And if you ever notice that in the real business world, the brick and mortar businesses and everything, what do they do during the holidays? Are you kidding me? They quadruple their efforts. They've got holiday sales and this, and we're going to be open longer, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. So their mindset is pull out the nuclear rods and let's go for it. But in MLMs and these types of business, the tendency is to do what I just discussed. So that's what I mean by the holiday mindset. Don't agree with the holiday mindset that, okay, everything's got to be put on hold because Santa's coming to town and I got to decorate the tree and I ain't going to have time to do this. Trust me, a lot of people are going to be spending money at Christmas and they would love to make it back. And a lot of people that want to spend money for Christmas don't have enough money. And, we still got a couple weeks here. Theoretically, if somebody came aboard this week, they could actually make a couple sales during the holiday seasons. So change your mindset and don't agree with your prospect's holiday mindset. And some of the things that you can use on your bucket list is it's a tax deduction before the end of the year. Wouldn't it be great to start out the new year with a bang and own your own e-commerce business and get all your orientation done in the next couple of weeks, and even make a couple sales so your Christmas could be a little better. So that's what I mean by the holiday mindset, because 90% of all people usually do the opposite, sort of just give up and okay, I'll start fresh at the new year. I would urge you not to do that. You have nothing to lose by going for it. Steve?
Well, yeah, typically when you do what everyone else is doing, that's usually a recipe for failure and disaster, or at the very least mediocrity. So yeah, if most people are kind of winding everything down, and they are, right? Most people are going to, our business and other MLMs and that type of thing, or they're going to wind things down and look forward to January. So don't do what everyone else does. Yeah, I mean, a big thing is the tax deduction, and really selling that hard in your broadcast emails, or if you're talking to prospects or whatever. So it just makes sense. If they're like, yeah, I'll just wait till the first of the year. It's like, why not get a tax deduction for, for your taxes next year? So that's a big thing. Also, and this is something I just thought of, and maybe it's obvious, but the $24.95 that you guys pay every month for the for the marketing system and your autoresponder, that's a deduction too. That's a business expense. So make sure you're deducting that off of your taxes. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a CPA. I'm just telling you what I do. So if you do have an accountant do your taxes, obviously run that past them. And there was something.
It's called the home business tax deduction, which is a legitimate tax deduction the IRS allows. However, as Steve said, talk to your accountant, because in order to claim any of those home business tax deductions, you actually have to operate as a home business. And so there are various parameters on how you should be operating as a home business, and they're not hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I've never had any issues. Yeah, so that's some good stuff. There was something else, and I just kind of lost it here that I wanted to mention. But and my cat's new favorite toy is my pen, so I can't write stuff down because I have no idea what he did with it. But does anybody have any questions or comments about that?
Yeah, Steve, it's Ron. I just want to piggyback on, the whole Q4, October, November, December, and slowing things down. Yeah, if you look on Facebook and all the MLMs and direct sales companies, they all say, to slow things down. And I've always, in this business and my other business, I've always had big Decembers because, like you said, when everyone else zigs, I zag. I think it's the best time. I get better response rates on my postcards. When I do mailings this time, I talk to more people, and I think it's because a lot of people listen to everyone and don't put themselves out there and kind of hold back on their marketing. Yeah,
really good point, Ron. And I remembered what I was going to say. If you're qualified, right? You either made a sale or you came in on a special where you got your business qualified. You can run a Christmas special. Right? It's your business up into the level that you're qualified at. So, get creative. We're not running anything special as a organization, but, run your own Christmas special to encourage people on your list to, get off the fence and get started, give them a reason to get started. In addition to the tax deduction, I'd throw that in there too. But yeah, definitely do that. If you're not qualified, talk to your sponsor before you do anything like that. That makes sense, right?
Yeah, I'd add on to that too, Steve. It's a big selling point with our group because a lot of our direct competitors that are in this high ticket space, you can't do anything. You're very limited on how you can advertise. You can't pass up sale, that kind of thing. So the fact that we can do those specials, I think is a huge, I'm talking to someone right now that he's interested. He was looking at another one but he's interested in
Mhm.
us because he can do those things. So I think it's a really good selling point.
Awesome. Yeah. Good feedback. But yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of things, like Steve said, get creative. You could say, come in before Christmas Eve, midnight, and get 100 free leads, or something. You can dream up anything you want. If you have your own leads, or you want to buy some leads for them, or people like deals. You'd be
Or just
surprised.
rebate them, just tell them, I mean, what I
Yeah.
would do, honestly, because I personally wouldn't want to go pay for something to then give it to somebody, so I'd rather say, hey, come in for $3,500, and, I'm going to give you $500 in free advertising, or heck, even $1,000 in free advertising, right? I mean, make it something that people can't say no to. And then I would just rebate them, have them pay me $2,500, and
Sure.
that $1,000, when it comes down to it, maybe they'll use it for advertising or maybe they won't. But, the deal is you're giving them $1,000 in advertising, and you're going to just take it off the top. That's the easiest way that I've found to do it. It's just much cleaner.
Yep.
But John's right too. Like, if you're sitting on leads, me and John are sitting on a ton of leads. And if you've been in the industry for a long time, you're probably sitting on a bunch of leads. Hey, give them out, stocking stuffers. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else have any comments or questions or anything before we'll wrap up a little bit early today?
So the when will be the next the first week in January, right?
Yeah, let's see. Where is my calendar here? It'll be January 3rd.
That's a Monday, right?
That would be a Monday. And 1, 2, 3. January 19th will be the webinar.
All right, guys.
Hey, Steve, I got one quick question, if you guys don't
Yeah.
mind. It's because it's timely. One of the guys that I'm working with right now, he's on board. He's wanting to market the business part-time to get a high ticket sale here and there, so not a full-time deal. I've had this question come up like from a couple of my last guys, and I'm just curious. I know what my response is to them when they ask me this, but I'd like to hear what you guys tell your people how to handle it when they're asked from a potential prospect. Well, 1 or 2 questions. How much money have you made yourself? Or, how many sales have you made? I'm just curious if you guys kind of have any thoughts as what you direct your people, because let's face it, the first sale is probably the hardest because you don't have the right mindset.
Yep.
Or you haven't seen the success. Once you get your first one, then the answer is obvious. Well, I came on board blank and I made my first sale blank, then it's easy. But until you get the first one, I'm just curious if you guys have any suggestions that I could offer.
Right.
I know what I tell them, but just curious from your perspectives.
Well,
John, I know you have a good one, I think.
When I was in an MLM years ago, this one guy that was one of the top earners addressed it this way. He said, the first thing you do is you do not just come right out and say, well, I haven't made a sale yet. That's sort of the kiss of death. Or if you start and you don't want to lie. But so what he suggested, and I've always advised that, is say, well, I'm just getting started. I just had my first couple meetings and I've got all kinds of lead generation techniques that are generating all kinds of leads. And I'll be surprised at the end of my first quarter that I haven't made X amount of dollars, and whatever X is, whatever you're comfortable with. I'll be surprised at the end of the year if I don't make my target of 60 grand or 100 grand. And that's a very honest answer that most prospects appreciate, because lots of people always avoid that question or lie. And so that's what I tell brand new people that have not made any sales or have only made one sale. Yeah, I'm just getting started. I made one sale already, and I'll be surprised that I don't really make my target of blah, blah, blah. I'm really excited about the business. And then turn the question right back around and control the communication. That's what I advise.
I think that's a great way to answer it, because I've been on the phone with people that they may have already lied, so they have to continue to lie. And it's obvious that they're lying, and it's obvious to the prospect that they're lying and making up how much they've made or whatever. And it's, it's kind of cringeworthy, because they're probably, if the prospect senses that you're lying to them, think about yourself in any situation where you're buying something and you have a sense that the salesperson's lying to you, you're not going to buy from them. So, I think being as honest as possible, is definitely the best approach. It's going to come out at some point if you're trying to lie to them.
Good stuff.
And
Yeah.
I mean, for me personally, I don't care what someone else is making. Like, I want to know what I can make. So even if a person was brand new and they told me they were brand new, I'd be like, what's your sponsor making? Give me an idea. I don't need an exact amount, but give me an idea. Are people making sales? That's all I want to know. I just want to know if people are making sales. If people are making sales, I know I can make sales.
Yeah, and then I usually qualify what I had just said. And I said, it also depends on your work ethic. This is a performance-based business. We've got some people that, make a couple $100,000 and they really hustle and they work this business full time. So wouldn't worry so much about how much anybody else is making. If you apply yourself, you can do, sometimes I'll qualify that and go to a second part of my answer if I feel it's necessary.
That's like, I get another question, that I still get to this day, which is, are there people that, you bring into the business that don't make any sales? And
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not going to lie to them and say, no, everybody's just making buckets of money. And I probably lose sales because of it from people that are, not confident in their own abilities. But most people are going to appreciate that you're answering it truthfully, because they know, what the truth is. You never want to get caught in a lie with a prospect.
Hello. This is Dawn.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Dawn.
Hi. I just wanted to say that, like, what I tell people, it's like I'm brand new to this company, but I've been in the industry for like 12 years and have made money in other affiliate marketing and product businesses, and I wanted to give this one a try, and that's how I say it.
That's
And
good too. Yeah.
Yep. If you have experience in other things that are similar, I wouldn't use the word try personally, but otherwise, I think that response is absolutely perfect. I mean, like, who wouldn't feel
right,
comfortable with that answer?
Right.
I would feel perfectly comfortable with that answer.
Right. Or it could just be like, I wanted to get into this business because it has incredible,
There you go.
opportunity. Right. That's
Yep.
good. Yeah. Because I know I
Yeah,
always
no.
do that. I get into a business and then I always discredit everything I've done before. I would say to somebody, it's like, oh no, I haven't made a dime in here. But I'm like, I've made
Yeah.
money. You can't say, when you go on
Yep.
there and say, I haven't made any money. Because if you're
Yep.
out here, you had to made something.
Yep. That's true. I mean, you could even use that if you've just been in any sort of a sales opportunity, not just network marketing, Yeah, that's a really good point, Don. Thanks for bringing that up.
You're welcome.
I think we all forget. I think we all forget that, like, we've done other things besides this.
Right.
Yep.
It is.
Yeah. So, no,
I
really
forget
good point.
myself. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. Why am I acting like I can't do this? Because I know I can. I've done other things.
Yep. I do think one of the worst things that new people can do is have that mindset that they're new, and it just
Mhm.
it exudes newness and the inability to help the prospect, and prospects will sense that. Like, I have people that have been in the business a year that still consider themselves a newbie. And I'm just like, you are not a newbie anymore. If you've been here a month or so and actually placing ads, you're not a newbie anymore in this business, I don't think. So,
Yeah, I had,
yep.
you could say something too, like, I'm just getting started and I've got about, X amount of prospects in my pipeline. I'll be surprised if I don't make 2 this week or something like that. And I don't mean lie if you don't have anybody in your pipeline, but I mean, if you've got prospects. So you have to validate what you're doing. I actually had one guy, this is a funny story, because I said, well, how did it go with Joe? And he said, well, I don't think I said the right thing. And I said, well, what did you say? Because, and by the way, I rarely have that question ever come up because I control the communication, boom, 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 in sequence. And so rarely do people ask me even how much I've made, and I'm one of the top earners. They just don't do it because I'm not. It's almost like a person who's afraid of dogs gets around a dog and the dog starts growling at him because he senses the fear. Prospects, you got to relax and be confident, and you got to work on that. But I said, so what did you say? He goes, well, he asked me, how long I've been in the business and how much money I made. And so I said, well, I'm brand new, but my sponsor told me to say this.
Oh God.
I mean,
Yeah, that's not good.
I just laughed so hard. I said, oh my God, you told him that your sponsor said to say this? I said, okay, you may be in the wrong business.
Sometimes it's just common sense too.
All right, anybody else have any questions?
Or comments? All right, good conversation. Thanks for stepping out. Those of you who did, appreciate it. And thanks to those of you who showed up live too. And hopefully, well, let's get people to the webinar, right? Let's make some money. And then, let's all have a happy and healthy holiday season as well.
All right, guys, take care.
Take care.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas and
You
Happy
as well.
New Year.
Bye-bye.
Bye.